Okay. And just
So
so
I started mine, absolutely,
yeah,
because it's time to get that going, basically.
yay.
Here we are, bridging the worlds, starting in a few minutes, basically. Uh, and we were talking about how we're going to manage. I believe that we're going to get a bunch of people just hitting us, and there they are. They're beginning to hit the group, and let's
Yay,
let
Christy
that
and
slowly
Bruce.
happen.
This is like a reunion for me in the
It
way.
is a reunion for you. There you are. Assembling of the Council of the Hybrid Children. That's what's happening. The Earth Council, of course. 5:59.
Mhm. And for those who are new and just came in, if you have a question, please submit it in the chat and Luis will bring that up for you. I believe that's the protocol we're using. And while we're waiting, if anyone has questions, feel free to ask.
Got Leslie and Lucas.
And I have
Welcome.
not seen Christy for a while. Cool. Yay, Leslie and Lucas. Welcome, welcome.
Hello, hello.
It's getting more fun by the moment.
Hi, Christy. Corey. Isabella, how you doing?
Isabel, all right. We are basking in quality tonight, and welcome, Corey. I'm going to fall behind here on welcomings, I know.
Pretty soon. Willow. How you doing, Willow? Willow is here, so he's one of the ones that sent some questions. Since you're going to get your opportunity to ask them directly, Willow. I think that will please you.
I look forward to it.
It's exciting.
Oh my
And welcome,
goodness, look
Paul
at
and
that.
Daniel.
Alan's, how you doing, Alan? Welcome. We're just assembling folks here
Yay,
and
Alan.
reminding everybody that once we start the program, we're going to ask everybody to on mute themselves, and as it becomes appropriate, then you will unmute yourself. You'll be given the cue. If you have a question, you put it in the chat that you want to ask a question, and you will be called to do so. Zach, welcome.
It's always good to see Alan again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Christiana, welcome.
Luis, do you want to wait until 6:05, something like that?
At least, 6:05 or so. So, because they're still coming. And the thing about it is, friends, as simple as getting them in, if they come and somebody doesn't respond, uh, I may just turn this enable room anyway. I just did.
Okay.
Because otherwise we can't really start this. People will
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
interrupting.
Not without a co-host, somebody
Yeah,
to
me.
watch the
Yeah,
waiting room.
right. It will
Yeah.
be uh, changing. So anyway, so it's 6:02. We'll give 3 more minutes to start the program. We welcome all the ones that are here right now, of course. You received the call. The call is a direct call basically, and you probably received the call because you already have been in touch with the energies that we're talking about, and perhaps you have had many experiences. Some of you will have an opportunity a little bit later to maybe share a little bit of that. And maybe you can ask a question or respond to a question yourself. So we're here because we are interested in the new human. We're interested in the new earth. We're interested in this thing that we call the hybrid children and the integration of that humanity has been into this next phase of being, basically. I want to say that we're here because we are not coming into anything but the space of love. This is not about recounting stories about past hybridization programs that are based on fear. No, we're here because we are in love frequency, and what's coming, it is amazingly beautiful. It's a great opportunity for expansion for humanity. And with that, I am going to basically invite everybody here and now to soften yourselves a little bit, to begin to feel the energies of the hybrid children. And as I do that, I am going to invite you to take a deep, slow breath. And as you exhale, you feel your body arriving fully in this moment, feeling the ground beneath you, the chair that you have, the floor, the weight that you have that gives you the density that this human body has, that supports you completely in every second of your existence. And letting go of anything, because there's nothing you need to hold on to, nothing that you need to change. Just be with you and pay attention to your breath. Each inhale, draw in golden light, the light of your own awareness. Each exhale, release that which is not to be here now, and allow yourself to be more quiet, more in the natural feel of your energy. And as you do that, to start feeling the energy that is beginning to surround us. It started a little while ago as we were beginning to gather here, for sure. And for some of you, you have felt this energy for a while. You know, that's what brought you here. And that is what is giving you a lot of reason to pay more and more attention to what's coming for humanity. Allow yourself now to expand into the field that begins to surround you. Feel of joy, feel of love, and begin to see the rainbow waves of soft colors that brings us to this space. Welcome you. And allow yourself now be present into this experience that we're going to have here today. Today we have a program that is very simple. Most of it is completely guided by intuition and by the actual channelings that will take place. A little bit of structure, but not a hell of a lot of structure, basically. Just the sufficient so that we can keep sort of an organized environment here. And so with that, we're going to ask our very first guest today, Brother Francis, who has privileged us before with the energies that he channels, energies of Akhenaten, Nefertiti's, and the ancestors. And he has spoken to us before about hybrid children. And today there is what he called a little while ago a very balanced message of Akhenaten and Nefertiti about what this is about from the beautiful perspective of the enlightenedness of those beings. With that, I let Brother Francis come to the stage and give us his messaging.
Greetings, everyone. This is a message from a oneness, a unity presence of Akhenaten and Nefertiti together. They're coming in the blue flame light, as they say this to all of you, that many of you who were attracted to this particular event carry some of the hybrid energies from the time you've been awakening on the planet. They want you to be aware of, even as adults, you're still evolving. So many of you who may have been considered indigos here on Earth, you were part of the original hybrid groups coming in, and your programs within yourself have been shifted. Beloveds, I want you to know that because of your presence on Earth, you are the reason that new ones are coming. Many times, the one who is hosting our presence remembered being on a ship and traveling through and being literally dropped off in different galaxies. So some hybrids were dropped off in the Pleiadians, some in the Orions, some with Syrian groups, and so on and so forth. And this energy is going to continue to increase, where you're going to be seeing images of them in your home, on your property. It said, even as you drive your so-called ship with the four wheels, you might look to the rear view mirror, as they say, and see them in the back playing, waiting to be allowed to express themselves. So we are coming to let you know that this is their day and they're happy that you are providing this energy for them to be present. Many of them are connected strongly to nature. So some will show up when there's lightning storms, because that's a part of their gift. Some will come when rain appears, because that's a part of their gift. Others will show up where you see lots of insects. That is a part of their gift, because they're communicating with them. And they're going to begin to communicate with you. So, beloveds, we want you to understand that if you're feeling their presence, tag, you're one of them. That's why they're here. We've come already and we're evolving in such a manner that we're actually opening doors for them to come to you. Many of them are not necessarily always ready, so they say that they're going to show up in your dream world. So if you find yourself talking to hybrids in your dream world, they're in your world, but they know that if they come in your dream world, it's easier for you to communicate with them. It's easier for you to remember the vibration that they bring with them. There is one with Brother Francis standing right by him called Ben-Il. And he is, you might say, boy. Ben-Il has been on Earth thousands of years. But since Brother Francis is open, they will be more of Ben-Il's presence in his life. One of the things the hybrids do share is joy. great joy. And so you find the one talking today laughing a bit because they love joy, they love happiness, and they want you to always know that. One of the other things we want to say to you, and this is more of Nefertiti than Akhenaten. Nefertiti says, be yourself and no one else. Be yourself and no one else. And that's very, very important. We want you to spend a great deal of time in your, what you call meditation, we call blue flame light. When you're in that field of meditation, the longer you can stay in it and stay centered through your heart, the more information you will receive. So one of the most important things is joy. Be in a state of joy in your mind. Feel the presence of joy in your body, and do interact with the hybrids through your heart center, because that's how they feel more comfortable, more connected to you. It's not a mental thing, it's a heart thing. And it's very important. If you notice, in the word heart is the word earth. So they've been here. They just been told to wait until you open yourself to their presence, their sounds. Sometimes you will hear musical tones. Sometimes you will hear other noises that you have never heard before, other chords you have never heard before. One of the things we want to tell you, if you find yourself dancing around your house and singing, they're in there. That's what they do. They bring lots of joy, and they want you to share this joy, because that's how the earth will begin to receive them. That's very, very important. They say you do not have to be caught up in thinking you have to shield your energy, because they're already love, they're pure love, joy, and light. And so there's nothing to shield from. Just again, be yourself. It's very important that you are yourself. So Akhenaten says here, children, the hybrids, we mentioned earlier that they are connected to nature. So it'd be good for you to have some type of flower in your home, some type of plant. Anyone will do, because it draws them there. And they are more or less like the caretakers of it. So, sometimes people forget to water their plants, not the hybrids. They will make sure they will be in communication with those plants. They're going to help you begin to create healing, self-healing for yourself, because your wholeness is important right now. No matter what you see that's going on in the world today, we do not want you to get caught up in the quote unquote news. We want you to get caught up in the vibration of love, because love will balance all things. Love is unconditional, and so are you. And the more that you can project that unconditional love, the more hybrids will begin to communicate with you. They thrive on love, joy, laughter, wisdom that comes in, wittiness. They really are part of that energy field. So, beloveds, I, Akhenaten, and Nefertiti together as one, embrace you and thank you for your presence today, because many of you are them. You're just beginning to reawaken to it. Remember, many of you are them.
Thank you, Brother Francis. The program that we have tonight is going to move very quickly into channeling the galactic hybrids. And we will have afterwards an opportunity to chat We will have actually Patrick Godin here in a few minutes, and he is the center stage of the program tonight. And then we will have later, after we take a small break, Ray Heitman, which is also going to channel hybrids, basically. Those two things are focused on the hybrid children that have been getting themselves ready for contact with the current humanity that exists here and now. And for that purpose, I am going to bring first, of course, Patrick. Patrick has been in contact with hybrids for some time. And he is the one that had the great idea about this meeting here today because the hybrids asked for it. And at the center of that asking was a desire to have a two-way interaction. They give you a message, they ask of you a question, and you answer them. And Patrick will guide us into that. Welcome, Patrick.
Welcome, Luis. Thank you so much to set up all that meeting for tonight. And thank you, everyone, to be here. It looks like many people respond for that vibration. It's not an accident. What I'm going to say tonight, one thing I want to be honest with you. I've been involved with hybrid children for 2010. They start to appear. I lost the screen. Yeah, I'm sorry. I start to be involved in 2010. They start to appear in my house. They start to appear in my life. And so real that I was like, you cannot deny what's going on. And I was not sure at that time what's happening. And I have two young daughter with me, very young, and they was appearing in the room and they was playing there. And I said, okay, I'm not hallucinating. Something's going on there. Like I went around to find out what's going on. Like many people said, sit down in quiet and meditation. But I realized more I was doing my action with passion in life to be a father, to connect with nature. More those experiences appeared to me. Till such point that I met another hybrid in the Utah, that it was very intense, that she was a black eye and yellow eyes, that was very profound for me. In fact, every like 3 months, 6 months, whatever, it was appearing. Like you watch a movie with your wife and suddenly 5 or 6 kids appear in your house. They're just there watching you, what you're doing and stuff like that. Like I start to communicate with them. I start to have memory in the dream, and I start to remember that I have agreement with the gray being before I was born here to be involved with them in a specific time like now. But I want to be honest with you because for me, this is phase 3, because I've been involved with phase 1 and 2 for 2010, 2015, now 2025. I think that third phase is very real and very solid, because what they ask me to tell you, it's to bring whatever feeling you have with them real as you can in your life. And if it could be just a drawing, a picture of them on a paper, and watch that paper looking back to you. And this will create a momentum that you realize, because you are the creator of your reality. Everything that you can see is from you. It's an extension of you. Like when you realize everything is looking back to you, and more you get involved with that, more you have fun with that, physical realities start to change and you start to think differently. And you open the door for them to come out, to come in and play with you, because they exist in a specific frequency that you must be open. You must have fun. You must be like a children, very curious about many things, connecting with animals, plants. They teach me many things. And lately they told me specifically to how to connect with rock, and the rock start to talk to you with different symbols. They appear on the rock because they're so tuned with nature. As Brother Francis said, they are pure children with nature, and we have lots to learn about them. But this is why I'm doing this today, because I want to help you and to do it more as real that it can be, you see, to bring that. And lately I realized you go to the store, you walk in the shopping center, and if you pay attention, you're gonna start to meet some of them. And I'm not advertising Costco, but I'm gonna say most of the time you go in a Costco and you will see different being there. They're watching the human what they're doing. And if you pay attention in your mind, you're gonna have some sensation of communication. And this is where they're gonna know, oh, you know about me, you see me, yes, I know you. And it's a telepathic communication. And this is quite fascinating. And this opened the door. This really opened the door. But what I realized, you have to take an action in that direction to make it real. This is so important right now. And I contact Louis and I said, why we don't do this? It will be a good thing. And he accepted. Because at the end of April, I was outside of my house just working on the lens, and 3 gray beings show up to me. They are encountered, and I know them for young. When I was very young, I was involved with them until 9 years old. After that, they kind of take a break, and I have to live my life. They asked me if I want to be involved in that, and I said, yes, of course. And they bring me 5 children with them. I meet all of them with different names. It was 3 boys and 2 girls, if I remember. And they said, okay, but don't expect to know everything at once, in 5 minutes. It will unfold. It will unfold. Get people, get involved with a group. Get excited about that. Do action. Bring us as real as you can. And you're going to have more and more information, you see. And this is why we're doing this tonight. And thank you so much to be part of it. It's like everything, you want to build something, you need to create it, bring in your physical reality. But when you understand that things looking back to you because you are the creator of it, it changes everything. It changes everything. I tell you, it will change everything. And the fact we are here today, you might start to dream about them. You might start to perceive them. And many times you will see a hybrid children, maybe 8, 9. They're not doing a big job. They're maybe just outside working in a restaurant or park some car or work a small, very, very normal thing. But if you pay attention, you will see they're different. They're different. Like, this is the reason I'm doing this tonight with you. And I want you to share any experience you have with them, that you cannot deny that something happened in a dream, in physical reality. Because right now, the energy is supporting this. 10 years ago, it was like, oh my God, this is magic. What's going on? But it was more in and out. But right now, it's become physical. It's become real. And we are going more and more meet them halfway. And this is fascinating. This is quite fascinating. Like, if anyone have an experience of that, I really like to allow you to share it. And this is about, maybe that meeting will be maybe every month if we can, just to see what's gonna happen after we have a moment together and we start to share that experience, that vibration. But one thing is very important, like Louis said, you must be yourself. You must be who you are. You must have fun. You must express who you are. It doesn't matter what you do. I am an extreme guy in sport. You don't have to be extreme guy in sport, but just biking, just walking, whatever you're doing, this is something very important, because I never sit myself for an hour in meditation and suddenly experience happen with them. I was always doing something in my day-to-day reality, and very simple. I walk out of my car. I saw a leaf moving in the trees because the leaf was moving like that. And I said, this is very curious because no winds. And suddenly I tune with the wind. They just open up a bubble with a few ETs, hybrids talking to me, show me many things. It's as simple as that. And you are in the moment, those things happen because you're open to it. You see, it's not about forcing things. It's to allow those things. And this is very, very important. They have anyone who have questions, stuff like that? They might come to ask questions to yourself. I will see. But they're watching what we're doing right now. They're really watching what's going on, kind of tests, you see? Because the way they live, this is another exciting thing that you might start to dream, to go in the ship with them, to see how they present themselves, how they practice themselves to live on Earth. It's all those things, acclimatization, is very important because we are different.
Willow, would you like to step into asking a question and relaying some of your experiences?
Sure, I can step in if that's okay. Can you hear me all
Beautiful.
right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I'll just get it up on my phone real quick so I don't blank out. Let's see. One moment. Okay. So I think I sent you an email, Lewis, the other day. But I guess I'll just read some of the information I sent to you and some of the questions that are woven into that.
Sure. And maybe something new shows up for you here as you're formulating it, huh?
Yeah. So I'm a sculptor of infant extraterrestrials and hybrids. I sculpt their little faces as if they're babies and make them really realistic. And it's my way of connecting with that energy. And I've been doing this for quite a long time, and it's one of my greatest passions. And it's exciting to imagine the hybrids and all the little beings who are associated with me sort of surrounding me in that environment while I'm creating them. And I've sort of been wondering for a while if that's actually happening, if they actually are watching me sculpt and sort of looking over my shoulder and saying, "Oh, adjust that face a little bit or make the eyes a little bit bigger," and if they're sort of guiding that process, because sometimes it really does feel that way. So I guess that's one of my questions. If anyone here who is very connected with the hybrids, if they can get insight on how the hybrids are connecting with artists specifically and sort of guiding that creative process.
Patrick,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
you're the man.
Yes, yes, yes. Because when you get in that state of creativity to create something, they will mix with your feel to give you some better idea, a better connection, but they will kind of guide you. They will not do it for you. You see, they will just give you pulsation of frequency that you're going to have some imagination. Like this is going to do. They're going to work with your imagination that you can do it yourself. You see? Because you are the creator. This is one important thing. Never give your power away to anyone, but they want you to use your own power and they will guide you to do that. And yes, of course, when you have imagination, whatever feeling, they're involved with that. And they're very excited about that. I can see 6 or 7, 8 hybrid looking at you when they do that.
Wow. Well, that's amazing. Thank you for that insight and that confirmation.
One, the big thing, they want you to use your power, not giving your power away. Use your power, be yourself. And that's the way it happened. It's just a natural process. It was so hard for 10 years ago because we kind of forced those things. But more we allow the change to become natural, more fun and easy and expensive it is. But we understand we have a process and sometimes to let it go to stuff that we don't know. But this is why it takes some time before we get there, you see, to understand more of what we're doing with our energy and the belief system that's stopping you to, again, to look outside of you other than inside, because they will connect with you from the inside.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's certainly been a journey. And I mean, my whole life I've been connected to all sorts of information that really comes through very intensely sometimes, which shows up in my experience of autism. So I've always felt, like I can sync up with the frequencies of the hybrids and other ETs very easily because of my different brain. So it makes sense that, we're all interconnected and we're always communicating, especially in dream time. I've certainly had my fair share of dreams of the hybrids and of all of my little friends. I actually sculpted one of my main guides who's named Pawn. And here's his little face, if you guys just wanted to see. He's very special to me. So it's just so fun. I love to bring playfulness and creativity into this whole topic, into this whole experience, because it makes it so much more real and just, yeah, part of daily life, really.
It is, and thank you to share that because it's very important. And you are a beautiful human. Again, if you have
Thank
any
you.
resistance and pain, watch why you're blocking your energy. Because we're here
Yeah,
to expand. And the only reason is because some people told us that we cannot do it. That's not true. You see? But the energy, when they hit, it's very pure. You have to move like a river. If you try to block and stop the river, you will hurt yourself. You see?
absolutely. It's important to let the intuition guide your experience instead of getting caught up in your fears. I agree.
Yes. And please share your picture. I didn't see it, but I want to see it. I feel
Oh,
it's
of course.
amazing.
This little guy, it's kind of bright. Can you
Let's see.
see him okay? Yeah. Anyway, there he is.
Let me see if I can get the. I got a little screen. This is why I cannot see everybody. Oh, yeah, yeah. That's very good. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Patrick, is there a message associated with that beautiful sculpture?
Well, yeah, because in his DNA, she's really connect with that. And she bring that energy forward, you see?
Well, that's very exciting. Yeah, it really feels like these are my friends more than just, you know, like I don't know if I'm genetically, I probably am genetically connected to a lot of them, but it feels more like a like we're all in school together, kind of, or there's like a teacher-student relationship with so many of these beings. And the ones that I'm sculpting, sometimes they feel like my teachers, and other times it feels like I'm their teacher. Which sort of leads me to my next question about the roles that people can play in the hybrid program. Because I know there's like teachers and parents and playmates and all of these roles, but are there like midwives, people who are there sort of at the birth of the hybrids, whether it's an energetic process or more of a physical process or something done by an artificial means? I'm not quite sure how a lot of the hybrids are born. But since I was little, I had a deep passion for midwifery and always thought I would end up being a midwife. And I was like 9 years old with all these textbooks about midwifery and fetal development and, all of that. So I've always sort of carried that archetypal energy of bringing the beings into the world, which is now expressed through sculpture rather than medical, being a real midwife. So are there people who actually sort of serve in the role of midwives for the hybrids?
Oh, yeah, they have a group. And everything what happened down here came from dream state. You've been in a dream to the ship, whatever with them. You spend many, many time as you learn, as you teach, and you bring this down here. You just don't remember that. This is why you express yourself in that way. And that's culture. If you have a chance to go to a water, a river, you really want to see a river.
Yeah. I live in the forest already, so I'm always surrounded by nature and I see I guess in the trees and in the leaves, it looks like I see faces just sort of everywhere, but they're not actual beings, it's just the nature is becoming the face. So it's always reflecting back to me this connection.
Yeah. Can you bring that culture to close to water? You will see you're gonna have something.
Oh, I shall try that. Thank
No,
you.
don't try, do it.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah. Anybody else? Thank you so much. This is beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate your time.
Luis, if you would ask the question in the chat from Zach.
Zach, I don't see Zach's question. Oh, no, I don't see it. Can you see it? Zach's question.
I will ask it for him.
Yeah, go ahead.
He says he has microphone problems. He says, my daughter Aurora, who just turned 9 today, it's her birthday. Happy birthday, Aurora. She loves nature and to talk to trees and the earth. She gets made fun of at school for this. It hurts her feelings. What advice can the hybrid beings give to her? Perhaps they can walk with her to bring joy.
That's not hard. She need to understand that she's perfectly fine and she can respect the people around her, that they're different. But she's 9. Number 9 is the highest number before it dropped to 0 again. Like she had that energy to do that, to help them to understand more. But she need to respect them as well, you see? Because sometimes you're gonna say they don't connect with anything, but they are who they are because they have a reason of that. More they're gonna respect that little who she is, she's gonna start to respect the other too. And sometimes it could be hard for other to understand those things, you know? But it's starting with respect with yourself and respect others. And the number 9, it's very pushing her to that, what she choose to come here to do. But she's a great teacher. But the teacher doesn't sometimes don't force anybody to be different. You just need to accept others as they are and see the limitation they choose to be to. You see? I think Lewis disappeared.
No, I didn't. I want to go back to Willow a little bit. I felt that Willow is a very good sample of hybrid essence already incarnate on the planet.
Well, thank
Can
you.
you dig into that for us?
Where should I start, I guess? I'm not really sure.
Well, connect to Patrick. He is trying to give you a message for all of us to
Okay.
feel through you what it is to truly be a human hybrid, connecting to the galactic hybrids that are coming into humanity in a new version of what a human is that's integrated with the galactics.
Yes, it's a whole new experience. I've never met another person that I could truly relate to because there's just, I mean, I can relate to people, but not to the degree where it's like I see a one-to-one reflection in someone else. So I'm really hoping I can meet more people like that because it's been quite a isolating experience, but I'm certain that there's more people out there who are very tuned into their creativity and their passion and aren't afraid to express themselves and aren't afraid to just, be honest and kind with their communication without worrying about being misinterpreted or misunderstood, because it's just so important to be authentic at this time. So I'm grateful to be connected to everything that's coming through, and I'm grateful to be here with all you guys.
You are describing some of the qualities that I am ascribing to hybrids. Authentic, truthful in every way, connecting to the heart, extreme imagination, joyfulness. You see that? You feel that?
Yes,
You feel how
absolutely.
surrounded you are with that energy, and you have been?
Yeah,
See?
it's like my natural state, I guess. My daily
Right.
life is
You
very
are radiating
non-traditional.
it. You are radiating it. Okay.
Thank you.
And
I
it
appreciate
shall
that.
multiply, not just for you, but for all that come in contact with you, directly or indirectly. And we
Well, that
thank you for coming. I thank you for sending me the message because I knew that there was something good behind that little email that you sent me. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
this place is very safe. This is why we're doing this. It's a safe place to share. And please, again, everybody, we are an expansion of reality, that everything you can interact, it's a reflection of you. And we must fall in love with that as well, you see. I know that's different sometimes. They don't understand those reflections, but the contrast is to make you grow. But don't fall into that negative belief. They help you to grow. And more you're going to love them, more it's going to turn out easy. And they will see who you are and you will understand who they are as well. We need that contrast to grow. And sometimes we don't want to face it, but it's okay. It's not something dangerous. And you're very safe here to share anything. I'm so happy that you're here tonight.
Thank you. And same for everyone. I'm so glad we're all here together.
Thank you, Willa. Patrick, So I feel that a great many of us that have been around for a little while in the planet, or all that have been that are here, honestly, uh, could use always a great dose of joy. And we're waiting for hybrids to bring it to us, and sometimes we forget to pay attention to what is right around us.
That's the thing, Lewis. They will show up when you are in the moment and you feel joy within yourself. Because this, the way they exist, this is the training we're going through to understand that, you see? I post something because I'm passionate about mountain biking and hiking. And you never see anybody not smiling when you go hiking or biking. They're full of mud, but they're smiling, It could be many examples. But when you're in that state, you shift your energy and you start to think differently. You're not blocking yourself, you see? And as long as we keep in that state, it's the most important thing for us, for you personally, because the door it's open.
Yeah.
Before we get to Patrick, I trust Michelle. Says she has something else to add for Zach. If we could throw that in there, please.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Hello, can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Thank you. Aurora, happy birthday. And just children can be a little harsh. I was one of those children that the kids picked on a little bit because I wasn't the same as everybody else. I'm still not the same as everybody else. But it's okay because I'm me and you're you. And we can be the best person we can be, and we don't have to listen to all the negative words. We just have to make sure we're doing the best thing we can for ourselves so that we can be happy and we can move forward in a positive way. And you're a beautiful little girl, and you have a wonderful day, okay?
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
Senor Patrick, do you have a direct transmission that you can give us from the hybrids?
They want to do a meditation, maybe. How long we still have? What time is it? It's right now, but
It's 6:45, and if you need 20 minutes, 25 minutes, you got them. Okay.
Okay.
So it's all yours.
Anybody else have any question or something to share? Because the next meeting, I hope is going to happen. I want somebody to have something happen because we talk about it tonight. That you're going to take an action, whatever action you're going to take, and you let it go and you see how they're going to respond to you.
Who wants to step into the mic and interact with Patrick and ask a question about hybrids? Or maybe bring the energies that you have that are connected to hybrids.
Coming through having Ben Al or Ben Eel in my residence has been quite a joy. He likes to make his presence known by moving things. So he'll move my apartment keys, he'll move my cell phone. He's enamored with it as to what it is. He is also loves reading. I have a lot of books here. So I notice sometimes I'm looking for certain books that I'm teaching in my course, and I find that he has them. And I mean for days, I don't see them. And then I wake up in the middle of the night and they're on the floor or they're on the bed. So do you feel, Patrick, that in their playfulness is also the way that they also reach out and educate us about them?
It is still true. Me too. I'm doing lots of sculpture and building, and sometimes my tool just disappear and I hear them laughing. Now I need to use my third eye to find the tools. And yeah, and they have lots of energy. Like we need to be, yeah, you need to laugh, you know, when those things happen.
Mhm. Mhm.
But it's true. That's the way you can, and it will be part of that personality that you are as well. You see?
Mhm. I also find one day um I couldn't find my apartment keys, and then so I wound up going out later. In the area that I was going into earlier, there was a auto accident. So he was like keeping me out of that area where I could have been creamed by a truck or a car, you know, right in that same area. So I find them also safeguarding us in different ways. And that's beautiful to have that openness on that level and see whole areas. And so I think, you know, they're also teaching us to be more aware of that and to allow ourselves to know that we have that ability. We don't have to hold it.
It's so true. Like you said, to be aware, you know, some people are very sensitive. Nothing they can do, they will pick up on it. And somebody just need more, not training, just to need to
No.
be in the moment and let it go of the mind control to know and to see what's going to happen and to try to figure it out, everything. And this is why it's fascinating when people talk about autistic, that they have a way, an open door to the sensitivity to pick up on those things. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like they're a great teacher.
Yeah, I enjoy his presence.
Yeah. You know, I feel like he's 15, something like that, you know,
He's what?
15 years old.
Yeah, he's about that.
Yeah.
He's over here looking at me like,
Yeah. Like,
uh,
good, good.
yeah.
That's cool. Exciting. Any
Yeah.
question, Louis? Thank you,
Yeah, we
Brother
have
Francis.
a question from Chrissy. Would you step forward and ask the question, please?
Where's Christy? Hi, Christy.
Hello?
Not coming through, Christy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No sound.
you got to unmute
Oh, we can't
yourself,
hear you.
probably.
Nope, nothing's coming through.
Hear me now?
Yeah,
Yes,
for a second we did. Try that
Yeah,
again.
yeah,
you're good.
my microphone doesn't work. Now it's working. I can hear you very well now. So I have a question about hybrid children. How I know that Patrick said that when we in that's a playful state, when we express joy, and when we in the state of creativity, we can easily connect with hybrid children. So my question is, I want to connect with my children more to be connected with them. So my question is, how can I do that? You know, like how can I feel them more? That's my question. Thank you.
Well, thank you. It's nice to see you.
Nice to see
You
you.
know,
So
I
nice to
know
see
it's
you.
hard sometimes that we want to connect every 5 minutes with them. We want to connect every single day. But for
Yeah.
sure, you have interaction in the dream. And for some reason, you might have stuff to deal with your life that for now, it's not the best thing for them to show up, you see? But I will
Yeah.
say go inside and don't force anything. Allow them to come to you.
Hello.
And
Yeah.
trust the synchronicity. I know you don't want to hear that. But really, really, they know what they're doing. And for specific reason, you might go to a process that you need to go through before those things happen. But of course, they're around and you dream about them all the time, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my son like to be on the spacecraft. He wants to be the pilot. I'm not sure if that's true.
Oh, yeah, it's true. And you know, a gray being told me that you need to meet the counterpart gray being first.
Really?
Yes, like ask that before you go to dream to have that meeting because he has something to tell you.
Okay.
You need to have that meeting.
All right.
Don't be
Well,
afraid.
interesting.
They're not bad.
No, I'm so excited because 2027, how everybody knows now. Last year I knew that it's gonna be before even Bashar was saying that the 2027 is gonna be the year of change. I knew they told me that that's gonna be the first year, and I was just wondering, are we gonna meet the children? Really in physical, like really in face to face. This is like not just the energy and the feeling in the dream state, just to really see them. That's so excited. I just love them so much. And every time when I think about them, I can feel this pure love in my heart. It just like floating and just full my heart. I can feel them.
Yeah, that's wonderful. But like I said, stay in that state and just drop anything about that and see what life's gonna come, because they're gonna come. They're gonna be around.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
still have a little bit. It's all about synchronicity for some reason. But look what you're doing right now. What you need to do to
Yeah.
make that synchronicity to happen more.
I
Because
think
everybody has something to deal with. You see.
yes, something in life that's blocking to open more, I think.
Talk to that gray. You want to talk to you.
All right.
Yes.
Great. Maybe in the
So-
meditation, I'm gonna connect it with them.
Yes.
Next is
And-
Danielle.
And don't be surprised when you see him. Okay, you're gonna find something.
I'm so excited.
Thank you so much to be here tonight.
Yeah, I hope so. Thank you very much, Patrick. Nice to see you
Bye.
so much.
Bye-bye.
Danielle, you're next.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
It's really nice to be here and talk to you. It's very rare to find people that have the same frequency and resonate with the hybrid children. So I just want to say I'm really grateful that you're doing this, and you're also providing it for free for everybody to be able to have this experience. I wanted to share really quickly about my experience with the hybrids, because it may benefit other people who are listening here. In 2020, I had a dream, and in my dream, one of my eyes had a triangle and the other eyes had a square. And I was trying to figure out what this dream was. And from dream to dream and synchronicity, I basically learned that I have a lot of hybrid children, and I've been having a lot of dreams with them. And every time I write down my dreams, they become more vivid. And I wanted to share about that. And a little bit to kind of answer some part of Christie's last question, about having more synchronicities with them or communications. I find that the hybrids have this very strong frequency of love. So I think having this frequency in our own fields of just feeling very loved and having this realization that we are actually very deeply loved can actually help us be in the state where we can be in synchronicity with them and be more receptive to communications with them. And I also have a question I want to ask. I know I have a lot of hybrid children, and some of them are kind of older now, around 20. And I know they're in different stages of the training of acclimating the energy on Earth. And my question is, at the latest stages they're working at right now, is there any hybrid kid that currently is staying close to most of the time on Earth? Or if not, how much time do they spend on the ships nowadays versus how much time they spend on Earth? Because I know in the past they would come on and stay on Earth physically for a while, but the energy would be too much for them and go back on the ships. And I'm wondering how they're progressing.
Oh yeah, but they have one that we know for years ago that they have apartment. They're 16, 18, they live in an apartment, they go around. and they stay longer and longer and longer. And they have other who watching those things. This is a big thing, you know. This is a big family who older hybrid watching to the younger one. But I'm gonna say the children are not there really yet. Some. But older, like 16, 18, 20, yeah, they have apartment, they live around. You might cross them day to day. You don't realize it until you have something. Telepathy is gonna say, "Hey, you know," and now you're gonna know.
Yeah.
But again, it's the time, you know. But many people said the Pleiadian will show up and the children will show up after. Between this, it's an adjustment. But it will become just natural to see them, to know they're there. You see? And right now, about the triangular that you have with the square, the triangular, it's your blueprint, realize with your physical reality mind. The cube is like the four direction of the earth. Like they will suggest that you connect with the four direction of the earth from your heart and stay in that state and see what you're going to receive.
I see.
And draw that triangular and watch that triangular that you draw on the paper with your third eye and connect with the four direction and call the earth. The female energy of the earth will overlap many things for you.
I'll try that. Thank you for sharing.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Thank you again.
I want to remind people that they can come forth and ask the question, have a comment, story, interaction. Who would like to do that right now?
You know, Louis, many people think they're going to come here, they won't eat, they won't do. Some don't eat, but some will sit down and watch Netflix because this is what they're curious about it. You see? Like you need to really, really have a wider range of idea of what they're going to do. You see?
Willow's got another question.
I feel bad because I've talked a lot on this Zoom call and I don't want to take time away from anyone else. But I have another story, if perhaps it would be okay to share.
Yeah, go ahead. That's your show.
All right. So this is actually a dream I had. I'm just gonna paraphrase it while I read because it's kind of detailed. But I once dreamt, like, when was it? It was like a couple months ago, that I was just in my living room with my family, and there was this little girl who was sitting at the dining room table, and she was there with my sister, who actually lives in Ireland, but she was visiting for the time. And this little girl was very closely associated with my sister, so I think she might be my sister's hybrid child, but I'm not fully sure. But she was probably around 7 years old, maybe younger, maybe around 6, and she had pale skin and these big brown eyes that were sort of a chestnut brown. And she even had like these large freckles on her cheeks that didn't look like normal freckles. There were only like maybe 5 or 6 of them, but they were much larger. And she had strawberry blonde hair that was about shoulder length, and she was all wrapped up in a blue fuzzy bathrobe. And she was just so loving and so special. And she would look up with her eyes almost like a baby deer. She reminded me of a fawn, kind of. And she was telling me, well, first of all, she told me that she had 2 names. She said her name was Harley, but she also said her name was Electress. And I'm very much into names. It's one of my other hobbies. So this struck me. It stood out in the dream because Harley was the name of my grandfather, or my great grandfather. And Electress is actually a flower in the lily family, so it has the nature connection, and hybrids often choose names based off of nature. But anyway, it didn't stop there. So she told me her name, and I asked her how the airplane ride was. And we all know that probably wasn't an airplane that she was riding in to come visit. But she started telling me about how she had all these memories from her other parallel lives that she wanted to share. And one of them, she was very deeply associated with the water and with the ocean and all of the sort of aquatic creatures, like the whales, and even mermaid energy was very connected with her. And she was just going on and on about all these stories. But as she was telling me the stories in the dream, I was able to telepathically see images in my mind that she was sharing. So it was like I could live the stories with her. And so that was the interaction with her. And then later on in this dream, my sister was with this other person who was maybe in his late 20s, early 30s. And he definitely looked like a hybrid. He had sort of slanted upward eyes and sort of olive skin with gray hair, which really was interesting because he was a young man, but with gray hair. And there was just such a feeling of family and community with all of us together. And it was like we just knew each other forever, even though these two people in the dream were not part of my conscious core family. So that's basically the summary of the dream. There wasn't too many events happening. It was mostly just a reunion. So just wanted to share that.
Thank you.
That's beautiful. And you want to
Thank you.
have any story? Another story or something to share? Yes, go
Me?
ahead, Christina.
Oh, sorry.
Christiana,
Thank
would
you.
like to come forward. Thank you, Willow. We'll catch up with you soon again. Christiana?
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can. Welcome.
Thank you very much. It is absolutely wonderful to be in this circle. And Willow, your sculptures are absolutely gorgeous, and your story is most interesting. So don't worry about talking too much. It is such a pleasure to listen to you, and I'm sure I'm speaking for everyone now. Apart from that, I would like to confirm what Patrick was saying. It's part of everyday life. Like personally, I tend to go to music concerts, and I mean, you know, there's an open invitation from my side for them to participate in anything I am doing, but there was a concert in particular where it was a very small one in a very small club, and there were very few people there, but there was a lot of space in front of the stage, and I could almost see them like happily jumping around. And I later asked about it, and it was confirmed that they were there with me. So you know, it goes back to Bashar's formula, which seems to be the answer to almost anything. Like, if you follow your passion, which brings you in a higher vibration and have no expectations, then ironically, that's when everything happens. So, yeah, for me, that has been my experience. If, you know, I enjoy myself and I'm full of, you know, happiness and love and I'm open, and then I feel them being there. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you to share. You know, it's important to share. Help everyone to understand something different sometimes. Thank you. Yeah, in a sense, follow your passion, the formula.
Yeah.
It is, you know, because when you do those things, you're kind of not forcing anything and you open the door to many, many things. This is where you need to watch the synchronicity.
Yes.
And I will say that everybody is here tonight, have connection with them for sure, because you won't be there. You see, at first, you will not feel that attraction at all. You see?
And I also wanted to ask, do they have something they might want to ask of us?
Oh yeah, they have lots of questions sometimes. Why you eat sugar like that? You know, why you don't stop eating sugar? Why sometimes you look your face in the mirror and you don't like yourself? What the heck is going on with you? You know, all the point in question that the kid have sometimes. And what's those little kid now? They might ask you something that you're gonna say, where'd that thing come from? Why do you think like that? You see? We might do another session later on that we're gonna channel them directly and they're gonna be because I know
Well,
two little girl and one boy want to come. Maybe not tonight. They're gonna see. It's a kind of testing what we're doing tonight to see how open we are. But we're gonna do a meditation and we're gonna go visit them, right?
we're going to do that, and we also afterwards are going to have Ray Heitman, who is going to actually bring hybrid channeling into life as well tonight. Okay, and we'll see what happens there. We'll be able to base in that energy very fully with Ray.
You want to do it first, Louis, or do you want to do the meditation
Well,
after?
that's really up to Mr. Ray if he feels that this is the moment for him. You know,
I can tell you that the hybrid kids have been listening and chomping at the bit to
there
come
we are.
through. So,
So let's go there right now. Yeah, and we do the meditation afterwards.
All right.
Patrick.
okay, well, before I get to that, I do want to thank everybody for coming, and I also wish to thank Luis for being the host and performing all of the duties around this and setting up the promo and organizing everything, and Patrick and Brother Francis for presenting and bringing such high energy to all of the attendees. I would also like to thank all of the hybrid children. And for my own personal case, I would like to thank the Pleiadians, which act as the bridge for me to connect with the hybrid children, because they are actually connecting with the Pleiadian who is delivering their messages to me. But, and this is rather new for me. I've been connecting with them. I invite them in before I do my channelings for the beings of light, which is another entities I channel since November. And then at the end of April, the hybrid children, when I invite them into the channeling, they said, "We want you to channel us." And the Pleiadians came back right after that and said, "We will help you." And that started my journey, and it goes almost every day. And the energy is intense and incredible. If you've seen any of the videos, you have a good idea of what that might be like. But I'm going to go ahead and bring them through, and we'll see what they have to say. And if anyone has questions, hit us up in the chat, and Luis will
Yeah,
coordinate
please,
all that.
if you are interested in making a question during the session, put your name in the chat. I have a question, and we'll get to all of you.
And we are so excited. We are so excited. We have an event here, and we get to actually send our energies out and have human beings respond. And oh, they are responding. We feel the energy of you coming up, and it is our energy coming up. And this is a unique experience for many, because there are lots of beings on our end who are enjoying this. And yes, it is hard for us to keep still. We are very hyper children, which is why we have to be wrangled and exercised properly so we go to bed at normal times like your children do on your Earth planet. Now, we we have lots of messages, but they all revolve around playing more and playing with us, because we are kind of selfish in that way, because we like to enjoy ourselves fully, and that is our main focus in our life. And we are lucky because our teachers and others help us and keep us entertained while we are learning. They are so good at that. They are so good at that. And we have lots of free time too, but that is also learning for us, because it is all structured around play. And we wish that humans would play more. We have many questions for humans, because there are things which do not exactly make sense, and concepts which we are not really aware of, and sometimes not willing to entertain for the present moment. There will be time for others to do that. But right now, it is like you are all on a big screen for us. It is not a screen the way that you enjoy in your physicality, but it is viewable to many of the beings who are around. And they are excited. They are talking amongst themselves. And yes, as your children do on your planet, they are pointing and they are imitating and giggling and laughing and adding their energies to this as well. And we, if you have a question, we can see teacher said it would be okay if we have an answer that we could give it. So we are open if you are open to hearing from us. And we would like for you all to sing and dance with us, but we have to coordinate that maybe a little bit better. But we do like it.
Somebody has a question? Who
Ooh,
wants to step forward?
they must know quite a bit to know that they
Christiana,
don't have any
please.
questions.
You have the mic, Christiana.
Thank you. Greetings.
Yay!
Would you maybe like to share how you perceive us in this moment?
Oh, we can perceive you in several different ways, for we have access to the energetic fields. And in some ways, we can touch upon you outside your physicality. But that is not really our main focus. We don't really see you the way that you see each other. We sense you more than we see you at this particular juncture because we have been trained to read resonances, to know the frequencies of the individuals who we interact with. And that is not only for our benefit and education, but it is a safety factor, for our energy is stronger than yours, and we would not like for your biology to short circuit or to have any other negative effects, because that doesn't help. That doesn't bring us closer to you, and that doesn't raise the vibration of humanity up so we can freely interact. We want to come face to face, and we can't do that because you and your planet aren't ready. And not that we are hurrying, because it will all happen and in exciting time. But until humanity is ready to receive us, for instance, if until the table is set and the food is prepared, we will not be showing up for dinner. But does that help? We try to help. We like talking, but we like playing more, and we wish we had some swings on our ship like you have in your playgrounds. We will have to ask teachers about that.
I hope you will get pretty swings on your ship.
And we like exploring. You have so many places on your planet which are almost all new to us, and we're learning, but the lessons are not the same as the doing and the experiencing. But yes, we do. And we can separate when we see you. We can separate, and we have ways of knowing which individuals it is. And we will remember, because we will know we have connected with you. And if we come in the sleep time, then maybe you will recognize us after that. And if not, we will try to make it a point to come and visit you when conditions are ripe, as they say. So hold tight and keep your authenticity going strong and your vibrations going higher so we can visit sooner. Ooh.
So, Brian, do you have a question?
Yeah, you answered it at the very end. I was going to ask you if you visited us in our dreams.
Oh, there are lots of dream explorations, but that is not our forte, our main focus of interacting. That is more of a secondary pursuit as part of our education, not really to connect, but to ascertain more of the layers of consciousness which encompass your physical beings, which, as we all know, are not really physical, but there you are. But yes, and now if you call us, we we like to answer, although we don't know who will show up, but someone will answer you. Someone will come because we like to connect. And the more people we connect with, more joyousness we get to experience because we love these interactions, and there's only good interactions that we get to have. So right now we are enjoying many interactions. It's a party.
Very cool.
Michelle, you're next.
Ooh.
Okay.
Mm.
Hello.
Hey.
All right. So I have a question. Is there anything we can do to help us get ready sooner so you can come visit sooner?
It's all vibration. It's all vibration. So our first thought is, yes, play more, play more, play more, play more all the time. But there is the other aspects of doing your shadow work to find out what is holding you back. There are things which you store in your bodies and your memories, which keep you down, which do not allow you to fully flower. And you get nipped in the bud, almost literally like that, because you do not, you have fears or doubts or things of that nature. And when those happen, you slide away from us. You don't come closer. So yes, if you do your work and you ensure that you get to vibrate higher, then that makes it easier not only for us to connect, but for your energy to interact with others on your planet and bump them up too, even if they don't know. So that will help everybody by you being at your best and you being your vibrational tip-top shape.
Awesome.
And
Thank
play
you
and
so
play
much.
and play and dance and sing and invite us when you dance and sing. And you may
Yay.
find that you have extra energy or extra joy inserted into your countenance. And I'm not going
Awesome.
to tell you where it comes from.
Willow, you can ask your next question.
Oh,
Hi there. I
oh,
was just wondering if you do art on the ships during your life.
oh, we play with lots of stuff. Yeah, we make, but not like you. We create lots of things, but they're not really physical things a lot. It is more energetic things like thought bubbles or lots of games, lots of mental games, and we can share them and pick who we choose to share them with and not. It is part of learning our discernment in controlling so we don't just broadcast to everybody. But we do like to create, we like to play, and then we like to animate those creations and make stories up around them and give them their own reality that we can play with as mini gods, so to speak, because the other children can see and experience what we are discussing and interacting with, and they can add their own, and often do, because it is a synchronous group. And when we get an idea to make something, you'll find that lots of other ideas, lots of mental hands are coming in to help us build things. And then we give them life and see what they have to teach us. But of course, the teachers are controlling some of that too, to make sure that everything that we do is within parameters, we will say.
That's beautiful. It sounds like you have a very vivid imagination and that all of you can connect and enjoy your time together.
Well, when you're outside of total physicality and your bodies are a bit malleable, it is easier to have more opportunities to explore in different fashions. But thank you for noticing. Thank you for noticing, because we want people to learn more about us. The more people learn about us, the more people will learn to love us, and hopefully they will play more so we can play with them sooner.
Thank you.
Thank you, Willow.
Ooh.
Anybody else has something to ask or interact?
Your balloons are somewhat confusing to us because you blow them up and then we understand the popping, but we do not understand the ones that fly away, because those are not good for your creatures. Those are not good for Gaia. And yet you allow them and allow other stuff, but we don't, we like the ones that don't go anywhere. This is, are you sure that some people aren't sleeping?
Joyfulness. Joyfulness. We welcome that in our lives.
You are
for
singing
sure.
our song.
Joyfulness. And that's part of the thing. I think humanity is going to feel that these beings that are coming are so joyful and playful, and yet they know so much more.
Well, we
than
have to do our studies. We have to make sure that we are prepared for meeting humans in your future, in our future too, in ways, but we are more focused on the current now. We do not always, and we seldom try to look farther than that because we do not have to. Our joy is in the moment, and the moment is in the now.
And so it is. Thank you.
And thank you. Do you?
Thank you.
We want to dance. We want everybody to sing with us, but we understand it is a challenge. So we will just have to dance with you without your participation, and we are happy to do so. And we will sing your praises for coming to see us tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We shall be with you tonight.
Ooh.
For sure.
Oh, okay. We are sensing a lull, and it looks like it is time for us to rejoin, because not everybody gets to talk. Not everybody gets to talk. Teacher tells us who. And then we never have people turn down and say, no, everybody wants to talk. So we will leave you to your joyous upbringings, and remember to play, and remember to sing, and remember to bounce around a lot, And don't be so serious. Just gloss over some of the stuff that you don't like, because in the end, it just brings your vibration down, and that doesn't help us, and it doesn't help you unless you are cycling up, up. So yes, teacher says we gotta go. So we're going to go, and we will rejoin with you when it is convenient for all of us. Maybe tonight in your dreams, if you are good humans. Oh, 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 oh,
Welcome back.
oh. The kids do not like being physically removed. They kind of had to be yanked from the microphone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The energy is very pervasive, very magnificent, very
Oh,
sustained, very intense.
and that was mostly a younger crowd. There were
Yeah, yeah.
the,
Zach has been making some commentaries on the background.
yeah,
His
there
children are overjoyed to make the connections with the hybrids. And isn't that the case? That the little ones, our little ones, are making those connections
and
way
I
before we
was
do.
I was sensing three sections like stadium seating, like bleachers of hybrid children, and then there was a platform with a group of kids and other teachers of some kind that were around and trying to help keep them together, because their thoughts, when they all get together and they transmit as one. So it's not just one individual coming through that time, although it has happened that way. But yeah, it's in the energy is just so joyous. I mean, as humans, we never get a chance to interact with individuals who do not have low vibrational thoughts. I mean, do we know of anybody who doesn't get angry or jealous, or, who says they don't like people or anything like? No, that's fantasy world, but that is their reality. So when they come down here, that's why they're not really conditioned to deal with what I would term the worst of humanity, but because they don't need that now. When specific individuals come down, then yes, they will be couched about that or coached about that. And that is part of their training to recognize those vibrations. Because if they sense somebody has a very low vibration and it's in their vicinity, then they have to take a course of action which is best for them. So, which means that, maybe they need to relocate, or maybe, I don't know. They're going to have to make that determination on the fly, I guess, but they'll be well equipped for it, because the the hybrid children which are coming first, not only are they going to be more human-like, but these are going to be the experts at that sort of contact. They are going to be very well trained for their mission. And they all have different missions, and a lot of them have different genetic makeup because they're made of multiple extraterrestrial races and human DNA according to what their specific roles will be, not only with the ascension, but in the integration of other races and the hybrids in humanity. Now, within 30 years, per Bashar, hybrids were going to be, and other beings will be living amongst us, and it will just be a daily occurrence, and no one will even bat an eye. But for now, bringing them in originally, they're going to have to pick their spots, and they're going to have to follow their protocols and their plans to make sure that it's safe for everybody. Because we've all heard people say, well, I'm ready for contact, and I just tell them, no, you're not, or it would have happened already. There are millions and millions and millions of beings off world who wish to connect and to meet humans, but it's not safe to do so. I use the example of trying to power a LED bulb with 220 volts. You're going to burn things out, and that's what it would do to us. I mean, we're electric beings. And if we come into if you go stand next to a power plant, you're risking a lot of stuff because you don't want to get short circuited. And that's what we run the risk of, not only with the hybrids, but with the extraterrestrial races, which will be coming in as well. We need to raise our vibration so that we can form a middle ground where safe interactions can take place. And I thank you all for your patience and for listening to me and for your energy in this situation. And we will, are we going to Patrick now?
Yeah, we're going to go to Patrick now. We thank you, and you will be continuing with us for sure. Patrick?
All right. Thank you, Ray. That was very good. Amazing. It was exciting. Okay, we're going to do a meditation, all right?
Yes, let's do that meditation.
Everybody's okay, and we have to go a little corner stop, or just everybody's okay? Or maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes? Yes.
What is the consensus? Let's take 5-6 minutes, you know.
Yep.
So let's say we'll be back at 7:40. That's 7 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ray.